expected at all. But it's very, very powerful. It allows them to get units where they're going a lot faster, reinforce armies so that you do more DPS overall, and defend situations like drops where things aren't always the way they seem. And I mean, if you get dropped and you're out of position, creep, being able to get there even faster, you're not as out of position. So there's just always that to consider. And the game is basically at a lull right now, with the Protoss shuffling his army across the board, just trying to scare the Zerg into making a mistake that he can capitalize on, but our Zerg player is better than that, and he's not really choosing to get greedy and make any obnoxious mistakes. He is going to lose that gas. He's going to lose a queen, maybe it's going to... No blink. Alright. Anyways, this base is going to fall relatively easily, without much resistance at all, but that's okay for AxSlav because he's got a lot of spine crawlers down. He's got a greater spire on the way. He's got corruptors. He's got 2-2 on the way. He's even got neuroparasite. So every possible avenue of this infestor roach ling style he's using, as well as corruptors, that is all available to him. So can't really fault the guy for just going ahead and sacrificing that base for a little bit of time, and this is proving equally important as basically the Protoss has been stalemated. This is a completely neutral situation with Zerg still on 3 well mining bases. This third for the Protoss, I did not see it get taken out, but it obviously did. So again, the Zerg is winning in every possible way. Multitasking a lot better than his opponent, and hitting in multiple locations, which is the bane of any Protoss player. There is now 4 being taken by Muck, but he can barely hold on to 3 bases. How's he going to hold on to 4? Infested Terran going down before the fungal. That's going to allow only a single fungal to kill off a Phoenix for the Phoenix to react. Very nice. Colossi being used as tanks in that they have long range and are sieging these particular spine crawlers. Broodlords also on the field. Both players with late game death balls. There's even a little harassment force of 7 stalkers trying to kill off this greater spire. The queens are there to transfuse and do a little bit of DPS. Lings are also there trying to kill these stalkers before they can kill the greater spire. Queens doing an amazing job keeping that alive. And here we have this 3-1 Protoss army just trying to move out, check for expansions, making sure the Zerg is playing fair and honest. Even more Broodlords now being morphed for AxSlav. And at this point, the Colossi, they are killing off Roachling forces, but they're going to be absolutely useless against Broodlords. Colossi are not good once Tier 3 gets reached. So you will see more and more of them get phased out as these wings just flood right into the probe. Now this whole position trick will cause most of the probes to die, just transferring minerals and resources from gas to the Nexus. So most of that base has been killed off except for 2 probes. Really good trade there for just a handful of lanes. Here's a Dark Templar that was left behind. This any kind of expansion going down for AxSlav. And Here's a miner from one of his other bases that will allow Clash Milk to get back into the economic game. Mining here on his third, however his fourth is still exposed and under saturated. Really good fungals here from iSJEcho, using just a small force of stalkers to apply pressure. That means only small forces of stalkers die to broodlords and fungal growth. These colossi die left, right, and center now that broodlords are spamming out broodlings. And this is not a good situation to be in as a Protoss player. So he's going to go ahead and retreat, try to hit from a different angle, and hope that the broodlords will get somewhere that elite stalkers can get underneath them and kill them off one by one. Protoss player just clearing out bases and trying to deal with all these Zerglings inside of his own bases, wreaking and wrecking havoc. 16 now, Harvester lead for the Zerg player. Despite being a base up, this temp are going to be dealt with by a nice force of lings and a well-positioned Overseer. However, this Archon Stalker Colossi mix is not going to be dealt with just a couple of wings and an Overseer. So hopefully no Overseer goes splurge and the deal is done. However, some wings are being rallied in straight into Sentry, Archon, High Templar, Colossi, basically everything the Protoss has that beats the wings. Still, just a little bit of a miss rally there for iSJEcho. Mothership being rallied. Where's it going? Where's it going? Looks like it's actually going into the main here for iSJEcho. It is going to target down a couple of drones. Yeah, it's going to mass recall right into the main. The broodlords are out of position, but now the broodlords are being ran across the Zerg base to defend this hive. The hive is apparently going to go down. Nope, Infested Terran and Fungal Growth going to help defend. Hive does go down though. But lots of broodlords, Fungal Growth, Infested Terrans. Mass recall goes again. That puts him here at this other base of the Zerg, with Mothership there to cloak. Oh my, Mothership has been separated from the Protoss army, but the Zerg's not going to take advantage of that. Yeah, okay, some drones being sent to mine from that previously occupied base. And there's yet again more wings here in Mook's supply line. That has got to be getting on his nerves. It's allowing iSJEcho to keep a lead on his harvesters despite all this continued aggression from Mook. He's fighting aggression with aggression, and again, it's just a beautiful thing. This Mothership is also really, really key here in this battle between Mook and his opponent. This invisibility plays a huge role, so iSJEcho, recognizing that and seeing the Mothership go a little bit too close to his army, says, hey, I want that for me, and neuroparasites it. That's going to allow the broodlords to fire on everything else that Protoss has, and now Mook is just pulling it over to make his own army invisible and target it down with some corruptors. That there is going to be the end of most of Protoss's ability to be scary, and he's got another 140 seconds until he gets another one. So he's going to have to defend with mostly Archon Stalker against nothing but Broodlord, Broodlord Infestor in fact. So not the best situation there for him as far as composition goes. He's just going to sack that base. Hopefully he can kill off iSJEcho's expansions and win in a base trade situation. That's what he's going for now. Brood Lords are not very mobile, so base trades may not be the best for them. We do see AxSlav just returning home to deal with the army of Mook all at once. I do like how Mook is splitting his army up so that he can continue to do damage despite engaging with one or the other force. That's always good. But now he's just going to go ahead and retreat to the safety of what looks like to be a base to be built. And these wings here are wreaking havoc in the natural and main of the Protoss, but these Zealots are going to clean up a lot of that. Zealot Stalker now coming in as well. However, the economy, the mining of the Protoss player has been put into shambles, despite holding the integrity of his production facilities and his tech. Here's a large Protoss force that could tear through a lot of Zerg armies, but there's a lot of Brood Lords on the field and not very much anti-air. So it's going to be really close whatever the battle decides to be and whenever it decides to occur. Kind of itching for it to happen. There's a Stalker. Is it just a test to see what kind of position the Brood Lords are in? Or will he follow through? Alright, both players trying to get the best engagement here over this little void, little hole in the map. Protoss player deciding to lay down another base while attacking AxSlav's base as well. AxSlav choosing to, attack, kill off that base, and then go to defend his own. I'm really liking the wing counterattacks that he's still doing, despite trying to engage with an Infestor Brood Lord, still being active on the field with some lings to do lots of damage in small quantities. And here is the Protoss player back into a corner. Stalkers are taking a lot of the damage. Archon's range is just way too low to be doing anything to these Brood Lords, so basically they are focusing against nothing but summonable stuff. This Mothership is going to allow recall, so the Protoss can get out of that situation. Brood Lords are too slow to follow the Protoss units, so the Mothership is going to allow the majority of those forces to get out safely. But is getting out safely enough, especially when this many Brood Lords and a couple of Infestors just show up and begin to fungal growth your stuff, and then whittle it away slowly but surely. And then here's a Mothership that has been, well, it looks like it was fungal growth, but it's just being targeted down by corruptors. Okay, that'll work for me. And here's some wings being dealt with by the Protoss force. Archon, Stalker, Colossi does really well against lanes, but it actually has to be present to do anything. So, just a small force of lanes though, so no big damage being dealt. And AxSlav is in such a superior position here. He is moving back across the map, trying to defend his bases with the slowest unit in the game as it trudges along slowly. And there's a couple of corruptors in the field. It's going to go ahead and look those in the broods. He cannot, in fact, there is no greater spire. So that does not look good for AxSlav. In fact, this whole base trading thing is beginning to seem a little bit questionable, seeing that the Brood Lords are as slow as they are. Yet here's the Protoss being pushed back yet again. Surround goes off on those Archons, and still no answer for these Brood Lords. So, still looking good for our Zerg player. AxSlav showing us how it's done as Broodlings surround everything the Protoss has. Colossi, no problem. Archon, no problem. GG drop from Clash Mook, and we see AxSlav take yet another game. Give me just a second as I load up the next replay. This next match will be iSJEcho versus teammate Top. Both players are from Infinity 7, so we will be looking to see the mind games going on between two players that know each other and know that each other know each other and know that each other know each other know each other knows each other. See how the wheels are within wheels that are within wheels. Yes, welcome to ZVZ. Welcome to ZVZ with between two teammates. The plot thickens. In any case, both players are going for a really early pull, a really early gas. This is like 14-14 early, maybe even a little earlier than that. So, both players playing very standard and doing all that they can. While we've got this lull in the game where both players get metabolic boost as well as queens, we do have both players also taking an expansion. And we've got some lanes in the field that's going to apply a little bit of pressure. Make sure both players are making lanes, not getting too greedy, making an extra drone or something. We have a 5th and 6th lane showing up for Top. Where there's only 4, now 5 and 6 lanes for iSJEcho. It looks like one lane was, one drone was snuck in there. Now Echo is about 2 lanes behind. Still little things. Yes, there's iSJEcho with the extra harvester, so you can actually count individually how many lanes ahead he is compared to his opponent. And here's the lane speed for both players. Kicking in, reinforcement advantage kicking in for iSJEcho as well. And both players have a decent overlord spread. This is a fairly offensive overlord spread for Top, whereas it's pretty defensive. Well, no, they're both offensive as hell. But Top's is a little less defensive. In any case, you want to know where your opponent's morphing banelings outside your base. So the more you have there, the safer you are as far as your overload spread. And really good micro there from Top. Banelings almost going off, never quite going off. There's a single baneling dying there for a single Zergling. Lots of Zerglings there dying to a single baneling, however. So, really good engagement, then a really bad engagement for Top. Top is showing us why he's part of Infinity 7, worthy to be on a team with iSJEcho, but iSJEcho is showing us why he is iSJEcho. So, who would you rather be, iSJEcho or on a team with iSJEcho? Questions and decisions. In any case, we have very similar harvester counts for both players. Both players chilling on one gas, content as can be. Are there a baneling nest for either player? Yes, iSJEcho has a baneling nest. His opponent does not. His opponent is the aggressor, so he gets to decide whether or not he wants to make a baneling nest. He chose not. And both players are shifting into like a spine crawler defense kind of thing. Evolution chamber going down as well. So, mostly here, it looks like someone might be going for Mutalisks, where someone might be going for Roaches. I think iSJEcho's going to be a Roach user, just thinking that because of the Evolution Chamber. Top, however, seems like he's going for something closer to Mutalisks. But those are just guesses. I have no way of knowing, and I'm excited to find out in the same way you guys do, at the exact same time. Where's about to finish for Echo. The layer for the other player is about 3/4 of the way through at this point. There's a third being taken for Echo. both players still staying aggressively scouting. Lanes are made defensively. We've got some gases that have been taken, and both players are just doing their own thing. Here's a macro hatch, another evolution chamber. Third now being taken for top. Everything that iSJEcho is doing, so is top. Top just happened to be doing it about 30 seconds later, but is doing it on quite a bit better of economy. That's 17 harvesters up. Really like that coming from iSJEcho's opponent. And yes, that is a Spire. Pathogen lands now being researched for Echo. Echo is actually known for going a lot of infestors in this matchup. Oh, that was a really good roach snipe there on the third. But yeah, he favors a lot of infestors behind a lot of roaches, and just uses the infestors in really creative ways to continue to brain bash his opponent against the brick wall. Here's some mutalisks from top. Top is in a position right now where he's going to be able to hold map control, whether infestors are on field or not. However, this infestor does need to get fungal growth, followed by a second fungal growth against top. Mutalisk has a third fungal growth. One more fungal growth will kill them. And that will... Oh, no! It takes a fifth fungal growth, and there is not a fifth infestor on the field. That is a lot of dead infestors. However, these mutalisks are not going to be long for this world if they start taking damage from these queens, so they are forced out and back into the base of top. The base of top, speaking of that, here's iSJEcho also in the base of top with some roaches, clearing out top's roaches with his own that are 1-0. He should be able to target down this third. At the very least, he's going to get a queen, and that will assault production for quite some time. Some drones being offered at the altar of sacrifice to iSJEcho, and that is going to allow top to kill off the rest of iSJEcho's roaches, but to what cost is what really comes down to. In any case, this mutalisk aggression has been shut down completely, unless we can find some kind of weakness within iSJEcho that the rest of us just are not seeing. However, iSJEcho is still just a couple of harvesters behind, and that is relatively unfortunate, as both players are now going for Roach Infestor, but the mutalisks are holding map control for top, where iSJEcho really has none. So, just little things to consider. These little things begin to add up. His opponent now 40 supply up. iSJEcho is going to have to make something happen in order to stay in this game competitively. And here are the bases being touched by creep, just barely. Always excited when that happens. That is 11 mutalisks. 11 mutalisks made a couple of queens, and the mutalisks just decide it's not worth it and run away. There's a lot of roaches coming down now for top. That should allow iSJEcho to do exactly what he wants to. These infestors can kill off a lot of mutalisks. Hydras there to clean up and make it so that iSJEcho does not have to continue wasting fungal growth. That's going to allow those fungal growths to be used on more roaches. Roaches are forcing their way in against iSJEcho. iSJEcho has a smaller number of roaches, but he's got more Hydras there and a lot better upgrades, 2-1 upgrades. He should be able to hold this. If he can hold this, it's going to be game over, as he is far and away ahead of his opponent. Roach, Infestor, Hydra. It's gonna hold, it's gonna hold. Top is being held. Yes, okay, iSJEcho holds very, very well, but top is still in this game. He just has to continue making stuff, get a little bit more economy, and maybe do some form of tech switch. Lots more roaches and +1 range now being finished for top rather than try to do a tech switch. I mean, he is getting the infestation pit. He is getting +2 missile attack. He is choosing to go for aggression. Hoping to catch his opponent completely off guard, he runs right into a wall of Roach Hydra, sees his mistake, and says GG immediately, leaves the game. Wise decision there. Choosing to go all in, seeing that his opponent has dealt with it. He wanted to capitalize on the fact that his opponent might have made a round of drones greedily, but that was what she wrote. End of the game, GG. Alright guys, if you're enjoying this broadcast, please stay tuned, because after a 5-minute break, we will be coming back to you with the final 2 games of this episode 5 of Zergling Round Up, brought to you by VVV Shaft. See you then, guys.